Damn, 2.5%. That's like barely. That's like, dude, that's like way less than like just a Busch Light.
Yep. So that's like 4 something, right?
Oh my god.
Yep, they're both. God damn it! All these are 2.5%.
Jake is drinking a 2.5% beer.
Might as well be juice.
Schafferhofer. I mean, they taste good.
Yeah, they taste great.
So it's just like
No, grapefruit beer is one of my favorite beers.
it's like right on the edge of being an NA.
Yep.
You need to drink the entire pack to feel something,
Basically, yeah.
and then you just probably feel sick because of the sugar.
Yeah.
Because of all the flavoring. I'm drinking High Life like a real man.
Right.
Oh wow, that's only because in it 2%.
How much is that one?
No, I don't know. What is a High Life? It is something. I've never looked. I'm guessing it's like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Just a normal. You got something for me?
Yeah. All right. So I have a story that happened at, I believe, like 4 a.m. the other night.
Okay, so the other morning.
Yes. So I wake up to this very odd noise.
Okay. What kind of odd noise?
Like that.
What the fuck?
And then I turn over, because Izzy and I do sleep in the same bed.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Standing above the bed, I see this blackened figure hunched over, like a fucking monster. Like I thought I was having sleep paralysis. I was seeing the Hat Man. But
Dude,
no,
this is freaking me the fuck out.
turns out Izzy threw out her back in the middle of the night. Like,
oh shit! So it was her
while asleep. Which she said she did it by just moving her arm under a pillow and it just tweaked something.
Oh my god!
It just destroyed her for a full day.
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
You woke up and she was standing.
Yeah, I woke up to her throwing out her back and getting up and be like, I don't know what's wrong, but like it was just this like gnarled creature standing above.
That freaked me. I mean, like what?
It was a lot.
Yeah, because you're like half asleep. You're like gotta process this. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and that was the day when I had to drive to Kansas City
That's
and
how your
Oklahoma
day
City.
started?
Yeah, so I then only got like an hour of sleep after that because I had to leave super early.
And you just had this image of keep waking up and there's a shadowy figure in front of you.
Just hunched. Yeah.
That's what you were worried about in Oklahoma City. Is a shadowy figure
it following me. Yes.
Damn, dude. That. Well, hopefully she's fine.
I'm kind of glad that she's thrown out her back because I've thrown out
a weird sentence.
One time I was pinning like not a poster but pinning something to the wall, and just by having both my arms up and me pushing really hard above my head, I destroyed my back for like a week. I don't think
I've ever done that.
It was. Because have you like thrown out your back?
I don't think so.
It's
I mean, I have lower back pain.
Yeah, me too. But it's like weird because it happened. Like you know what did it,
and it's just all of a sudden sharp pain,
and you're just fucked for a while.
And then you just gotta hope for it to come back.
I mean, yeah, you just gotta work on it. Like I think she did tried yoga, but also yoga sucks because you're so stiff.
Jesus Christ! And that happened while she was sleeping.
Yep. So
what the fuck?
So it'd be like because have you woken up to a calf cramp before?
Oh fuck!
Right, yeah. Imagine that.
That's the worst because you're like, and you're like trying to stretch your leg, but it hurts so bad. Well, because also that happens to me a lot. Actually,
usually when I wake up to a calf cramp, it's right before the pain starts. But if you move at all, it's gonna start. But you're like, I have to move it for some fucking reason.
And then it's like you're always
like tip your foot down and it just
and it literally feels like the muscle inside your leg is twisting, and it's just like, dude, that is the worst. And then like, it literally throws your whole body out,
and then you're limping, and you're like, I didn't work. Oh right, I woke up just fucked.
You're like, I didn't do anything. Yeah. How the fuck does that happen when you're sleeping? Your body should be relaxed.
You'd think so. Maybe that's what does it.
Or maybe it's the stress.
Yeah.
Maybe you got stress built up.
I'm so glad with my new job. My joints are so much better.
Yeah.
Like,
from FedEx.
Because I still have some lower back pain, but that's from welding. That was an injury from welding. Yeah. But yeah, like with this new job, like my legs don't hurt constantly.
Well, it's because you're not carrying, and also you're FedEx. You did a lot of twisting.
Yeah,
like and fast standing up, sitting.
And the jumping into the truck was the biggest because you wore a knee brace for a while because of it.
Yeah, because it fucking hurt my knee.
Because I remember once just like
an old man
jumping out, my knee just popped, and I just stumbled. I was like, fuck, I don't know if my leg's gonna work after this, but it did.
That'd be so wild. You just fucking are in someone's front yard, just
slipping and really like falling hard in someone's yard was the worst thing.
That happened to me, and the lady was outside and watched. Yep. Dude,
I had somebody. They had those big not a paved path, but where there's big flat rocks, and they're like what I want to do in our front yard.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like big rock with like dirt and grass between, so it's like steps. It's a path. So I was walking up that, and just one of them were so fucking slick. Like it's where like both legs went up and just slammed
shit.
down. And I laid there.
hurts.
I laid there for so
It
fucking
hurts so
long.
much.
And it was a Chewy box.
Oh,
so
it's just heavy as
yeah.
hell.
So just dog food hit me in the chest. So I'm like breath knocked out of me and then just crushed. And I just laid there for so long enough that someone drove up and said like, "You okay, honey?" That kind of
Just
shit.
imagine the Ring camera footage of that.
I've always wanted to see my Ring camera footage.
Dude, I had one time at FedEx when I was driving. It was like super snowy. And it was like literally like I did this last stop and then they called everyone back. Like that's
Yeah.
how bad it was outside. So I did this stop and I was like out in the country. Because I did a lot of like rural areas.
Rural.
And so I was at this lady's house and it was snowing really bad. Dropped off the package. She said thank you. You know, she was getting it. And I ran back to the
getting it.
She was getting it. Ran back to the truck and I fucking slipped
Yeah.
as I'm jumping into the
Tell
truck.
me about this one.
And my fucking shin went into the truck.
Yeah.
And it hurt so bad. And I fell.
Yeah.
Shin in and then land on the ground. So that hurt. And then the lady was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I got in the truck and left. And then as I'm driving, I'm like, "Son of a," I'm like screaming so bad. It hurt.
Smacking your shin is maybe
It hurt so fucking bad. And like, I'm like screaming while
Yeah.
driving, trying to drive through like a blizzard, getting back. I was wearing pants and I'm like, I'm not going to look at it. I get home
Yeah.
and it's fucking bleeding
Yeah.
and like bruised.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, geez, if I would have looked at it, I might have passed out.
oh right, and you cannot handle blood at all.
But I was like, it hurts so, because it just,
I had one of those injuries once. It was
Fuck.
just I was running up to my parents' house, and they have a stone step in front of
yeah.
just like most houses or a lot of houses do, and I like did like a little run jump up to it, but my foot didn't touch
so
it.
it just hit?
Well, no, so I just like kind of like pawed at it, and then so my shin just slammed.
Oh, in the
So
concrete
like I
step.
ran and like missed a step and just and
It's
I
always so
laid there
embarrassing.
for so because that's one where you just hold it and you just yell.
Yeah, because it's like such a bad pain. And like, there's nothing you can do than just let it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you literally are cursing.
yeah.
It's also like that type of thing that's so funny to see happen. Because it's just like all of a sudden just
Yeah, and they're just down. And you're
You're
like,
like,
gosh.
as long as they're okay,
it's
it's
funny for a
hilarious.
while,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, fuck, they're not getting up.
He's not good. Not busy.
I remember I had this. It was a mom and a daughter, and they're both like gorgeous people, and they saw me just fucking biff it, carrying a like going downstairs, and they were both laughing. I was like,
fell
God,
down the
fucking-"
stairs.
It was like one of those 3 steps,
Yeah.
yeah, like where it's a house and then and yeah, it's just like tumbled downstairs.
God, I mean, my initial reaction when people get hurt is to laugh.
Yeah,
because I'm also
absolutely.
uncomfortable.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, there was one time where I was hanging out with a group of buddies.
Oh,
and
shit.
And I met this guy for the first time this night.
Hate this story.
Yeah, this story's fucked up.
Yep.
So like, this was around the time when Pokemon Go was a big thing.
Sure.
And
What a great time in our life too.
that was
though.
before COVID, and like,
well, yeah, that was right after Trump got elected, I think.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And so we were all like pissed about that, but then, like Pokemon Go kind of made it okay.
so we were all just hunting for Pokemon. I never played it,
I played it a little. I played it like the first month.
but like my friend at the time had a flip phone, so he was making fun of Pokemon Go.
Sure.
And he was throwing his phone.
Sure, like you
was-
would a Pokeball.
Yeah, he was throwing his phone, and then he was diving after it.
Okay.
So he threw his phone into a bush. Like, we're at the sculpture garden, like downtown.
Sure. That's where I hunted Pokemon. Got a
so, like,
Blastoise there
He like
once.
threw his phone into the bush, and him and his buddy that I just met that night jump into the bush.
Yeah.
And then we were having fun because they've been doing it all night. You know, we had been drinking. And then his buddy doesn't get up. And I'm like, oh, that's funny. Like, I'm laughing.
You're still down, yeah.
You're in the bit. And then he's like, no, I can't move. And God, it's like, it makes me uncomfortable because like I was there when it happened, dude.
No,
He's paralyzed now, like in real life. That's
It's just from
what a
jumping
bummer.
into a bush.
Yeah. He like twisted something wrong.
Like-
and like, yeah, now he's in a wheelchair. He's fucked.
Because like that,
I can't even.
because that can happen any day.
I know, like, it's just-
because you can't picture tomorrow, and you could be like, oh, after tomorrow, my life will maybe never be the same ever
No, yeah,
again.
his entire life shifted. He has to live in like one of those assisted homes. And, yeah.
He was an artist, right?
Yeah, he was
too?
an artist, and like so he can still kind of do stuff with his wrists, but he can't really doesn't have much movement in his fingers.
And then like, how many times does he have to tell that fucking story to people?
Yeah, because he's like,
how did
what
this
happened?
Yeah, like-
Well, and it's so well because they both did it, and then my buddy got up just fine. Like
Yeah.
they both did the exact same jump.
He could have done that a million times, and that
yeah,
never
dude,
would have
and-
fucking
and
happened.
I remember like we like had to pick his body up and like because he couldn't move and like
Yeah.
put it in the back seat of his car, and I was like, what is
Yeah.
Like I was like laughing so uncomfortably because I was like, what is going on?
Disbelief.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were. I mean, everyone is in shock at that point of the situation.
Like it wasn't even funny, but I just couldn't stop laughing. Like it was such a. And then every time I think of it, I'm like, God, what the hell happened?
And
yeah,
so he'll
up.
remember you forever of like, oh right, I met that guy the night this happened.
Yeah, that was the first night I ever met this guy. It was so weird, dude. And then, what a wild bummer. What a bummer to start this episode.
Welcome to Moist Monday. Moist Monday.
Moist Monday production.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but we don't have that. We're just Moist Monday.
Moist Monday podcast. Let's get into the freaking meat. Let's play some Uxe Sax.
So the other day,
Okay.
Izzy and I were going to Fairway, which is I don't know, is it Midwestern or is it everywhere? It's a grocery store.
But they're closed on Sundays.
Yeah, because they're religious. I worked there for a day and they told me to cut my hair.
Well, I always thought that the Fairway people are closed on Sundays so then they can date the Chick-fil-A people.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
It's the same breed of people for sure.
Yep. Very religious, clean cut,
Overly nice.
Christian farmer boys.
Yeah. But like both places are overly nice. It's
Overly
weird.
nice. My pleasure. That's what they always say. And Fairway, they carry the cars out to
Exactly. Yeah,
their
overly
car.
nice. All right. So Izzy and I walked in. I wanted like a bag of candy because it's right after Halloween. And then I asked her, what's your favorite candy? And she was like thinking about it. I was like, yeah, it's a Payday. I remember because it's a weird choice. And then she goes, no, it's not. It's a salted nut roll. I'm like, I really think you told me it was a Payday. And she's like, I've never said Payday before in my life. I'm like, I think
Salted
it is.
nut roll's a weird choice too.
But also, I enjoy salted nut rolls. I don't enjoy Paydays. So I was like, no, I think
You don't like paydays?
I mean, I've never grabbed one. I've had one before. They're fine.
I don't go to my way to get them, but I like them. You know.
But I feel like a douchebag because I feel like I'm like explaining herself to herself.
You're like, no, this is your favorite.
Well, I'm just like, are you like? I keep being like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, it's covered in nuts. I'm like, yeah, it's our Paydays. And she's like, I don't know, I haven't had a Payday, but I've had a salted nut roll, and they're those covered in nuts, and there's stuff inside. I'm like, yeah, and then this random stranger goes, hey, she doesn't like Paydays. I'm like,
oh my God, a random stranger.
he's more funny than that. Or he's like, no, it's salted nut rolls. And I'm like, I know what they are. And I know this seems weird that I'm explaining, but I'm like, I am almost fucking like this would be like if any other of her favorite things that I know. And then she said something completely different. And then this guy chimes in like 4 times and she thinks it's hilarious. I'm like, I know what they are.
Upset.
I'm just like, that's not.
You're gonna go sit telling the story.
That's not the discussion we're having. Like, because he just thinks and he's like being funny on our side, and like he was funny, but I'm just like he didn't understand what the conversation was. Then we like go do grocery shopping, and I'm thinking about it the entire time because I'm almost about to like buy her one of each.
Yeah, and you're like, eat them. Tell me which one you like more.
Once we get back, I'm like, all right, so salted nut roll. What are the ingredients? And she's like, well, it's peanut on the outside, and then there's caramel. And I'm like, no. There's no fucking caramel. That is a Payday. And then I show her a photo of the wrapper, or then she's like, yeah, it's in a white wrap. No, salted nut rolls are in a red wrapper with white. And I was just like, you made me seem like
you embarrassed me.
Well, it's just like you made me seem like a douchebag, like mansplainer. I'm like, it wasn't that. It's just I remembered something you didn't about you. But it drove me nuts because I was so positive I was right. The
and
entire
I think you were.
I completely was.
Like,
but she told me like I've never said Payday before in my life. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying right now?
You've never said, yeah, that's wild. And also, that's a wild favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Salted nut rolls too are fine.
They were cheap growing up and they were big. That's what was helpful.
And also they're filling.
Yeah, they used to be like 50 cents each.
Yeah,
so
you
get
for
two
a buck.
$1.
Yeah, they're
I went to a gas station today. You could not get a candy bar for less than $2.
Yeah, no, everything's expensive as fuck.
King size are like $2.99 now. That is insane.
Everything's going up. I freaking got
and candies are so much smaller now.
I got a gas station taco today, and it was $5, and I was like, "What the fuck?
What are we doing?
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on in this world?"
It's
makes me excited for my payday.
all right.
You didn't like that?
Well, Izzy loved it. She doesn't know it though.
He doesn't know it.
There's just something where I was like, I felt like such a gross dude because I felt like I
But you were right.
didn't help though with that one.
Yeah,
that
that
one,
makes it. I don't know if that makes it worse or better.
yeah, that guy went home thinking he did a good deed, and he's like, God, I hope she leaves that man. He's so
I love
controlling.
how so many times you go to the grocery store and you interact with other people.
They interact with me. I hate it.
Because there's like one time that guy was like, "Hey, do you mind?"
Right? Yeah. Jesus
I
Christ.
love that story.
Just to compliment Izzy, he
He
asked
asked
me
you for-
permission. And he's like, bro code. Like, what the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?
what are you
dude?
talking about? We talking about that. But that's so funny.
Yeah, full story is in the episode Love Thy Neighbor.
Was that from that
Yeah,
episode?
because I had 2 great stories for that episode.
Oh damn! Yeah, that was a good episode. I do kind of have an update. I
Okay.
texted you about this because I thought this would be really
Yes.
funny. So I have an update on my dating
Yes.
life. So I've been on the apps now for a little bit. They suck still.
Yeah.
But I forgot to talk about this last time because this is wild. So fans of the podcast and people that have been around from the beginning might know what I'm about to explain, and you'll remember this. So
Okay.
a while ago, let's go all the way back to when we started the podcast. I was on the dating apps. I matched with this girl.
Okay.
We hit it off. We went on a date. I think we might have gone on 2 dates maybe. And then we were like texting. She was terrible at responding.
Oh, there's an update about her.
Yeah. She was terrible at responding. And then she would just randomly be like, I could see myself falling for you.
She sent you a big message and it was intense.
Yeah, and it was like, I'd love to get to know you more. I could see myself falling for you. I responded immediately. No response.
And your response was like, yeah, I'm open.
Yeah,
because you
let's-
weren't like matching the energy because that's a lot to
No.
throw it. Because also
she
you
was
guys,
like, oh,
you're
I
talking
might be a little high.
2 times a
Yeah.
week too.
Yeah, and she would take like a week to respond. Mm-hmm. So then that's the last thing, like a year and a half ago, that she sent to me.
Yes.
And I responded immediately and didn't hear anything for a year and a half.
Okay.
And that was over text. I have the text in my
Yeah.
phone. So I downloaded Hinge. Literally within 20 minutes of having the app, I get a like, and it's her. She's the first person to like me on this fucking app. And I'm okay, weird.
She was cute too,
Yeah,
right?
she was really cute, really fun, and like I'd kind of known her because she like mutual friends with like
Yep.
people in my church were growing up. So I was like, okay, I liked your back immediately because
Yeah.
I was on my phone. Sent her a message.
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, hello there, stranger.
Yeah.
How have you been? Nothing. And then a week later, she responds on Hinge, and she's like,
She has your number.
and she's been like, she goes, oh wow, it's been so long. How are you doing? Like, and what's so wild is she takes forever to respond. But her responses aren't just like they're paragraphs.
They're nice, yeah.
And it's just
I
like,
might fall in love with you.
yeah, it's like, what the fuck? So then we talked a little bit, like actually back and forth.
Yeah.
And then she hasn't responded again. It's been like a week. And I'm just like, dude, we have each other's phone numbers.
yeah.
Like, I could text her right now. I don't get it.
No, I really, really don't either.
What the fuck?
No,
and
that-
like, okay,
That's a
I get like, oh, people are busy and like, oh, I'm a bad texter. Bullshit. That's never an excuse. I do it sometimes because I don't want to respond.
sure.
It doesn't take people a week to respond to anything.
Because if I don't respond for a week, I'm never responding.
Exactly.
It's because then it's been too long and I'm terrified to respond.
It's so
I've lost very good friends because I didn't
you're
know because I didn't know what to say, and I was like, "Ah, shit, it's been too long.
been too long.
I guess I'm just dead to them."
yeah. I mean, sometimes I don't have the energy to respond immediately, but I don't wait a week.
Yeah.
And if I do wait a week, I'm not responding.
Ever again.
What's wild is back in the day when I was talking to this girl,
Yeah.
there was one time where she lost her phone,
Right.
and then messaged me because we were Facebook friends already.
Are you still?
Yes, we follow each other on Instagram. Like literally, I saw that she liked me on Hinge.
Yeah.
I sent her a message. She didn't respond, and then I saw like 30 minutes later she posted on Instagram. You know what I mean? So I was like, do I like her post? What do I do? So I didn't like her post.
Because you don't want to be too much.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, but you're on Instagram, but you can't respond.
Yeah.
But I remember like a year and a half ago, she lost her phone, and then Facebook messaged me being like, hey, I just want to let you know this is why I'm not
Sure.
responding. We could talk on Facebook. And guess what? Didn't respond for a week on Facebook. And then she finally texted me, oh, I got my phone back. No way, it took you a week to get your phone back.
Sure.
Dude, I don't get it. So
Yeah.
now,
I hope you marry that woman.
it's insane to me that I'm still, Like if she responds, I'll respond, but I have no fucking expectations.
You never get your hopes up.
No, and I'm just like, dude, what is?
Did she ever like? Did you guys ever plan something and she didn't show up?
No.
Okay.
So we always planned something and then we went out and it was great.
Because that's the only time where I'm like, no, I'm done.
But here's what's so wild is like when she does text, it's a paragraph. She seems genuinely interested. She asks multiple questions. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not just like, oh, you don't want to respond and you're just saying, oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's so fucking confusing.
The amount of girls that I was like, hey, what are you up to? And they just put NM HBU. I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I fucking hate it.
Those like that doesn't even equal a word.
Dude, the apps suck. I've met and talked to a few people here and there, but I'm just like, oh, whatever. And there's a few people that I do match with and we talk, but they're the most boring. Like it's always like, hey, what are you doing? And I go, not much.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, cool, I'm just doing this. And they go, cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Then
that's
you
the
like
conversation.
You try to search for their interest, and you even like hit on interest, and then it's just bare bones on that.
And you're like, what the fuck, dude? I said this last episode. Put in fucking effort. It's not that hard.
Like, do they get it? Like, do they meet people? I don't
know. And also, it's not that hard. You're on your phone no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very, and this situation with this girl, like, it's ridiculous, but it kind of makes me mad.
No, I can see that.
It kind of makes me upset.
Women have made us angry this week.
Whoa, yeah.
And this is two dudes on a podcast. I feel like we're supposed to complain about women.
Let's complain about women. Let's talk about our cocks.
I'm sure we'll get there. I remember, I think I've said this on the podcast. I've for sure told you this at least. But the most insane thing a girl ever texted me was, good morning. And I'm like, oh, hey, good morning. Dude, what are you up to? And she's like, oh, I just wanted to say good morning. And that didn't respond.
I don't get it.
She texted me first, texted me good morning.
And that she didn't want to have a conversation.
No, it wasn't the start of a conversation. It was just a good morning text, which, whatever.
I mean, thanks.
Yeah.
But that's it.
God, I wish I remember who she, like, if I did talk to her often or not.
Dude, man, it is so... There's a few people that I match with. Like, on Hinge in particular, you get notified when people like your profile.
Sure.
So then I go, okay, someone liked my profile. I check it out. I go, oh, yeah, you're cute. I'll like you back. And I'm usually on my phone, so it's pretty immediate.
Sure.
And then I send a message. Yeah. Nothing. Dude, on Hinge, you get 10 likes a day, and people get notified when you like them. So, like, why you're not just throwing likes away.
That's 10%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then they just don't respond. What the fucking point? You wasted a like on me? What the hell are you doing?
Have you told any women about the podcast?
No. I always say I'm recording.
Sure.
Or like
working on a project. That was always my go. Like if I'm doing something stupid, I'm working on a project. I got things cooking. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
We're just working on some stuff with a buddy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, what kind of stuff? And I go, oh, sketches and short film.
Yeah. Always lean towards that.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, do you have anything? And I'm like, yeah, I'll send you some links.
You send them Indiana Jones. That's the best one.
Yeah, or Game Over. Be like, yeah, I made this for 48.
Sure, yeah, Game Over. Yeah. That's a good one.
The Temple of Womb is always a good one because then they go, what the hell is this?
But he likes women, kind of. I don't know. It's hard. It's kind of hard to tell.
He knows where the G spot is.
It is weird where we end up in that sketch. If you haven't seen it, link below.
It's so good. It's just I don't know what to do, dude.
No, it's wild. But like, at least you're doing something.
At least I'm talking to people, but also like it's.
Do you have anyone you're like you want to meet with, or anyone you're like trying to set something up with yet?
There was this girl. So last week I said I got someone to Snapchat.
Yeah.
This is also crazy.
Yeah.
So this girl, I got her Snapchat. You know, it was fine, and I think it was the last time we recorded. We were Snapchatting, and I think she was a little wine drunk, which is fine. You know, I drink a lot, and so she was kind of getting squirrely over Snap. You know,
sure, squirrely.
Like, I don't know if that's the right word, but like she was in bed like without her shirt on, but like not showing anything.
Like some cleavage,
a little bit of teasing.
Yeah.
You know,
and she was titty teasing,
and she kept going. Well, come over. And I'm not good at just like, okay, I'm just going to come over.
You have been before.
Also, I was like, I don't know if I want to fuck you.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know? And also, I wasn't like feeling it.
Sure.
You know, I wasn't like.
Yeah, if you're having a bad day and then a girl's like, come over. You're like, no.
So then I was like, oh, I got an early morning. And she was like, okay, I guess you don't want to. And she kept fucking pushing it. And she's like, don't you just want to cuddle? And I was like, well, it sounds nice, but I haven't, like, I was making excuses. So I had to reject her multiple times. And she kept doing it. And then the next day, she snaps me and she goes, I'm so sorry about last night. She goes, I'm so sorry about last night. I never do that. And I go, okay, it's totally fine. You know, we kind of keep talking throughout the day. And then the next night, you know, she's out with friends. She's drinking. And she goes, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah.
And I go, not much.
Working
She's
on a project? Come over.
And she was like, do you want to cuddle tonight? And I was like, I'm not. It's like, I'm kind of tired, you know,
Sure.
And then she just sent me like another,
Yeah.
like it was like a mirror photo, like,
Yeah.
you know, kind of cleavage.
Ooh.
And she was like, come over.
I
And
never
I was
do
like,
this.
and I was like, yeah. And I was like, no, I'm tired. And then she sent me another Snapchat. That was a photo she had in her camera roll. She was still at the bar. So she invited me. You know what I mean? So she
sent you a random mirror photo
that
saying
was,
come over, but she's out.
And she's not even home.
That's so funny.
And then
I kind of love her for that.
and then she kept going, come over.
Yeah.
And I kept rejecting her again.
Yeah.
This is 2 nights in a row. And guess what? The next morning comes along, guess what she does?
I swear I never
She
do
goes,
that 2 nights in a.
I'm so sorry. She goes, I never act like that. I'm classy. She said she's classy.
Oh yeah.
And I go,
I'm classy.
I doubt it. If you had a picture already in your saved camera roll,
Yeah. Which I'm not against.
I'm not against, but
Yeah.
like, you're fucking desperate for some dick or
and
something.
that's fine. Like, I no slut shaming here, but like it's very funny.
But like, if I say no,
Yeah.
like, quit pushing it. So now I'm like, we haven't talked really since,
Sure.
but we're still like
You're gonna write an
Snapchat.
article about it.
We're still like Snapchat friends, you know?
Yeah.
So she'll occasionally message me and like I won't respond.
Yeah.
And then so
Don't you post Moist Monday on your Snapchat every week?
I didn't do it this week.
Okay, because the name of this episode has to be "I'm Classy,"
It does. It does. It's gotta be, dude.
but with an exclamation point.
I'm classy. So let's say yeah, I met with her. We started tapping like last Wednesday.
Sure.
So it happened Wednesday night, Thursday night. She apologized Thursday morning and Friday morning.
Oh, so you have school?
Yeah. So like over the weekend we didn't really talk, and then yesterday morning,
Yeah.
she texted me out of the blue. I'm so sorry again.
But can you please come over?
Yeah, it's like settle down.
You need a spray bottle.
It's like, knock it off.
I
And
like it.
At one point too, after like I think it was the second night of me in the middle of rejecting,
Yeah.
she goes, "Man, I've just been having like a really rough time," and like God, it started getting like really like personal.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, you're fine. I'm just really tired."
Come
and then,
over.
Yeah. And then the next thing was like, "Just come over." And I was like, "You're not home. You're not home. Quit."
Quit being depressed and horny at a bar.
Yeah.
Look around.
with your friend.
Yeah. It's so funny. I'm classy. I never do this.
Yeah. But she did it 2 nights in a row.
Oh, I love her for it.
And like we matched like that day.
Sure.
So she gave me her Snapchat immediately.
Sure.
And I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure you're doing this to everybody.
Sure, yeah.
And you're just hoping someone does come over.
No, hooking up the day you match is a weird fucking thing.
I almost did.
Sure. Did you consider going over?
I thought about it, but then I was
Sure.
like, oh man.
Yeah.
And then I think she was like, oh, I can hear my roommate and her boyfriend having sex.
I wish I could compete.
And I was like, well, I don't even want to come over
that
even
sounds
more.
horrible because now there's another dude there too.
Yeah. And I don't even know who you are. I don't even know what your name is.
Sure.
Dude, it's wild. I get like the apps are for hookup culture sometimes,
Yeah. Often.
but she wouldn't ever. And if you're gonna be like that, just admit it and be proud.
Yeah. But be looking for a hookup if you're looking for a hookup.
And then she kept going, I just really want someone to cuddle.
And like, no, you don't.
No,
want
you
a
want
dick.
someone. Yeah, you want someone to
you
fuck
want a
the
dick,
shit
and
out
that's
of you.
fine.
Just say that.
Yeah. Maybe we'll come over.
And then let me reject you, and then you'll forget and ask me again, dude. I was getting annoyed.
Sure.
Because she just kept going, please. Like she was begging.
Oh, see if she ever becomes a TV executive, then you can get her.
Yeah. Gotcha. I think she's like a hairstylist,
No.
of course.
Sure.
Not like that. Not like that's like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of girls on those dating apps that are just hairstylists.
That's they're a CNA or RNA or a hairstylist.
Yeah, the girl that's terrible at responding is a nurse.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, like I would say probably like 80% of the women that I went on dates with from Tinder were one of those three.
Yeah.
And I don't really know the difference between two of them. Certified and registered. I don't fucking know.
Don't you have to be both?
What's the difference? What is the certification? What is a registered? Like, is your name just in something?
It probably means registered nurse and then classy nurse.
Oh,
That's why
she is registered.
she's on a list somewhere for sure.
I feel like registered, like they're allowed to take care of old people, but like certified, they can do like a next step.
Old people. You think old people is the introduction to nursing?
Yeah. Because if you mess up, it's not like a huge deal.
They die. Yeah, I think it goes in reverse order.
Yeah, right. Then you get to baby.
Yeah, because baby and kids, you got to be really
Well,
specialized.
because you get judged on the potential life they might live.
Yeah, instead of like so you start with old people because it's like, oh, oops. But then when you get to do the kids,
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is like 90 years right here.
yikes, dude. Can you imagine being a kid doctor?
No, pediatrician.
Kids are sick all the time.
Because they don't know shit. Like, but like also like kids get like fucked up diseases,
And they can't explain how they're feeling.
No, then you'll get newborn baby with fucking herpes, and like you gotta treat that. That's wild.
Yeah, and you're just like, and it's just crying all the time. And you're like, yeah, I'd be crying too if I had herpes.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
Yeah, as a baby.
Same with like if they're even like uncomfortable, it's just cry because it's the worst pain they've ever felt in their entire
Yeah,
life.
because because they haven't experienced anything else.
Yeah. The first time they get cold, I'm sure they cry like crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's fucking new.
First time to get horny.
I mean, that would probably take like 14 years.
I don't know. Do you think babies get boners?
No. Babies definitely don't get boners.
Like, I don't mean like they're horny.
Yeah.
But like,
No,
blood.
babies don't get boners.
You know how funny that would be?
Because it would be kind of like it'd be kind of like when a small dog gets one. You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing?
It would be
Put
really,
that away.
It'd be really funny.
God, that would suck. That'd be weird.
Let's move on to a segment. Play the graphic here. Taste test. I got something to taste, and we're gonna test it. All right, so for this taste test segment, I was at the store today, and I found moon pies, which I'm curious, before we get into these, have you ever had moon pies?
I have not.
Okay, so I think moon pies are from like the South. I think they're really big in the South.
All right.
And this is a pumpkin. They're like marshmallow sandwiches.
Okay.
This is a pumpkin spice edition, and it's a mini one.
Oh, okay. So these are small?
Yes, moon pies are usually pretty big.
Because this just looks like it kind of looks like it was dipped in cheese.
Yeah.
It's just a horrible orange.
So that middle is marshmallow.
Okay.
It smells like a gingerbread pumpkin
Yeah.
cookie.
All right.
Okay, let's give it
Bon appetit.
bon appetit, dude. Oh, that's very soft.
It's denser than I expected, though.
Yeah, it's denser, but there's no like crisp or snap to it.
Or like real like there's that slight overlaying flavor, but nothing in this has flavor.
No.
Like there's a very slight pumpkin from like the shell, but everything else is just nothing.
It just tastes like fluff. Like it doesn't even taste like marshmallow.
No.
And it's just very, very thick.
It's very nothing.
It's like kind of a lot to eat, to be honest. But I'm gonna finish it because I'm a man.
I'm gonna keep talking because it's a podcast.
I'm proud.
Am I talking not be great? Yeah, I would say not great. Wouldn't recommend.
You've never had moon pies?
No. I have no need to like, if it's that kind of snack, I have no need to defer from everything I already know I like.
Like what?
I mean, there's a big list of things I like in that. So I like nutty bars, oatmeal cream pies, fudge rounds, Swiss cake rolls, cosmic brownies. Well, those are different. Candy is different than these snack cakes.
Yes.
Snack cakes are like
Little Debbie's.
and Hostess.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember I've had moon pies before because we have some YouTube friends that live like in the South.
Sure.
And there was one brewery that made a moon pie stout.
Okay.
There's like a chocolate moon pie. It's pretty good.
Are they all chocolate?
I think there's there's different flavors, like a strawberry one.
No.
I've never seen this pumpkin one before. God, it's just so much. Like I feel like it's just covering my mouth.
No, that's why I only ate half of it.
But like he sent us this moon pie chocolate stout, and then sent us some chocolate moon pies, so we could try it
And compare.
and compare. So I think there's footage of me on the internet somewhere, drunkenly taste testing this
Okay.
moon pie. Because it was like at an Airbnb at a convention.
Oh, sure.
So we like drank it together.
So you were there, or he was there.
Yeah. So I remember the chocolate moon pie was really good. And I think the secret is like you microwave it for a little bit so it gets a little melty and warm. And it was good. And then the stout was really good too because it was like marshmallowy, chocolatey.
So better than this.
Yeah, better than this. And then I think like we were really drunk, so we were like, let's fucking dip it in.
Yeah.
You know, so we dipped it in and it was good.
Sure.
But it's a very unique snack.
This one's just nothing. It's just slightly pumpkin.
God, and we got a fucking box of them.
You have a fucking box of them.
There's 12. So there's 10 left. I'll probably eat half of the box tonight.
Yeah, and just not appreciate any of them or enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll just be on TikTok when I get home, and I'll be hitting my pen,
waiting for people to respond.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and just munching. You know what candy though is really good. It's a dangerous thing. Have you ever had the nerd clusters?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, those are real dangerous, especially because those are big in like weed culture for some reason.
They're the best. They're the best stoner snack.
Yeah, I don't know why. Because also, I don't usually like candy. I like chocolate.
Oh, really?
Those are like the big candy I fucking love.
No, those are addicting because
those are ones. A lot of candy I just don't buy because then I'll eat it till I'm sick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I found a bag of those nerd clusters in my cupboard somehow.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God. I forgot I had these. So then I was high and I was just like eating it. And then like you're like not even realizing you're eating the bag. And you go into reach and it's empty and you go, oh fuck, I didn't even enjoy the last one. That's the worst feeling in the world. Where you go, there's none left.
What's the most dangerous snack for you where you can eat way too much immediately?
Anything.
Really? Because
I'm definitely a sloth.
I know my absolute worst, and it's Chewy Chips Ahoy.
Oh, really? I get sick after like a couple of them.
I could eat over half a bag in one sitting.
Jesus
no
Christ.
issue.
Those are so. I mean, they're good, but they're so unique.
My issue is I'll go to because I'll keep them far away from me because I can't have it close.
You can't have it on the coffee table.
Nope. So I'll put them in the pantry and I'll go out. I'll grab one. I'll eat it. I'll sit down and eat it. And I'm like, I ate it way too slow. So then I have to grab 3. One to immediately eat, and then one to like nibble on, and then one to like just do good bites.
Isn't it wild when you like justify it where you go, well, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I gotta have another one.
Because like it's fine when it's like when you listen to like your favorite song, you're like, I didn't let that part hit hard enough. But when it's just cookies,
when it's junk food,
it's dangerous.
Yeah. Sometimes, like when you're really trying to enjoy it, you ever just put it in your mouth and let it sit? Yeah, because you're like, I'm getting the moist out.
Well, because
the most out of this.
Could you technically just chew it up, taste it, and spit it out?
Yeah, because that's what you're getting from it. All you need is the flavor.
What is the? Yeah, I'm so confused on that. But there is enjoyment in like swallowing.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no flavor in swallowing.
Ladies, I don't know.
Can I do like a cum joke?
Yeah.
I get it.
I've never known a girl who spits.
I thought you liked women that spit.
No, like from that. Like spit versus swallow.
I don't really. Who cares?
If I was to suck, well, no, like I wouldn't be offended. But if I was to suck a dick, I would finish it.
Yeah, but sometimes it's too much.
I don't know.
You ever had that happen where like it kind of overflows?
Sure, I've had it where we're talking about our dicks now. By the way,
yeah,
I had a period where it was going way too fast.
Just straight down their throat.
Well, it wasn't even from that. It was like I would like be having sex with somebody, and my finisher move was always I was standing on the edge of my bed, and then and then since it was hookups, you don't do it in it, and you pull out, and I would hit the wall, like clear, like
like a fucking missile.
Yeah, Jesus, yeah, just like oh my God.
You're like, there's a fucking dent.
Yeah, I'm glad that didn't happen
you
to
put
you.
a little target there. You're like, damn, I'm hitting 50s all day, baby.
But yeah, there's it would slam into my closet door on the other side of the room.
Jesus, can you imagine if that was like on her, like in her eye?
Yeah. Well, have you ever done that to yourself? Cobained yourself?
No.
Really?
I jerk out with a sock, dude.
Damn, yeah.
I don't like the mess.
That is smart. Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm not risking anything. I mean, there's sometimes
straight to the chin.
There's sometimes when I'm like, oh, there's a fucking hole in the sock. I better be careful.
Yeah. No, I've had that
in the chin.
Yeah,
that's messy as fuck.
Yeah,
so it's just covering your entire chest.
And that's why I call it Cobaining yourself. It's like Cobain. You hope people assume there was a woman involved.
Yeah. The conspiracy theory is the woman did that to you.
Yeah.
Instead, you were just by yourself in your
just
in
lonely,
your study,
lonely and sad, and not sure if I want to continue my music career.
Damn, what a big load.
Someone's definitely going to find me here.
He definitely took himself out with that one.
No,
Too blessed.
in the eye. That fucking hurts. I get why they're mad about that.
Yeah, I'm never into that. Like that's like a weird thing in porn, like all like the face shots and all that stuff. I'm not.
I don't need it to be there. Because then
What
I'm
is
like,
that?
well,
Is
like,
that like a degrading thing? Is that like what it's supposed to be?
I
Like a
think
part
so.
of the BDSM stuff?
sure, which like I'm not against some degrading stuff. Like I think that can be fun in the moment. But like there, I'm just like, all right, I'll go get you a towel. You don't move. I don't want that everywhere.
Yeah, that's always dude. It's always the worst when you're done having sex and you finish on them, and then you're just like, don't move.
Look at my weird tiny pale ass as I walk out of the room and find a towel.
And you have like a half boner.
yeah, so it's just like it's got that bobble to
Yeah,
it.
and then but you always go, well, I got to clean myself off first,
Right, yeah.
And then they're just literally like laying on their stomach.
Well, like I don't know, like do I lay on? Oh, Sean, there's. I don't know because I'm saying if it's on like their front, I'm like, do I give you the towel or do I?
Yeah,
like do I just toss it to you like you're like Mean Joe Green?
Yeah.
Here, kid.
From that fucking Coca-Cola ad. I get exactly what you're referencing.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that was in my brain.
That's like an old
Mean
reference.
Joe Green. Yeah,
Dude, that's an old fucking commercial, dude. You weren't even alive when that commercial came out. What
I
the?
see that commercial like what? She's like, thanks, Mean Joe.
I only know about that commercial because it was school. It was one of our. That's wild. Yeah, but usually when you finish on their stomach, I let them clean it up.
Sure.
But I give them the towel.
Sure.
But if it's on their
Throw the
back,
towel in, yeah.
it's on their back. Then I'll.
Yeah, because that'd be cruel. All right, here you go. And they're just whipping it around.
It is always you're like, oh Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
Because it feels like you're making a bigger mess when you clean it up.
Yeah,
you're
finger
like,
painting.
It's like nasty.
It's like when you like are sweeping, but you sweep into a dustpan. There's always that fucking like rail thin line. You're just, I don't know what, and you just sweep it under something.
Yeah, you're just like
so it disperses.
No one else will. Yeah, we won't talk about. Put it under the oven. We won't find this.
I remember the thing that was always funniest to me is when you were wearing a condom when you were having sex, and then if I was at her place, often they would throw it away.
Yeah.
And then like so then they're just holding it like a kid who just won a goldfish at a county fair. And
So,
they're just like,
because that's the only way to hold it, because you don't want to hold it by the fucking lobe.
well, because it might fucking fall. That was always. I remember just laughing so hard seeing someone like hold it up like they were taking a photo with a
they
fish.
smile. Cheese. Look what I caught.
Good for you.
Dude, I have kind of a funny story. I think it's funny. I mean, this happened yesterday, and it was.
Okay.
I got so embarrassed by it.
Sure.
And I don't know why. I just get so I was over at Wes's, and we were about to sit down to record an episode. So we literally turn on all the lights, all the cameras are rolling, and like we're sitting down, and I was like, I gotta take a piss real quick. So like we're ready to record. Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna go take a piss. So as I'm pissing, I'm like, I gotta poop.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So then I pooped, and it was like not a good one.
Sure.
You know, I was like, oh man, that was bad. And then it clogged the toilet.
Oh, that's rough.
And like it almost overflowed. So I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it's taking weight. And I'm just in the bathroom trying to be as quiet as possible. And Wes is probably like, why is this he said he was taking a piss.
Yeah.
And it's always like halfway through, I like, I turned the fan on because I'm like, please don't hear this. And then he's also like, I thought he was taking a piss.
No, clogging someone else's toilet is such a fucking nightmare.
Dude, and it took.
Luckily, it's like you're like one of your closest friends.
Yeah, but still, I was like, I'm gonna take a quick piss. I'll be ready to film. So he's just sitting, like the camera's rolling, just by himself, just waiting, and he just hears. He's like, wow, that's piss sounds freaking wild. But it's so wild because like when you're doing it, when you're trying to clog or unclog the toilet, you like sometimes think you got it, so you flush again, and it just keeps flowing, and you're like, oh fuck, and it was like so close to. So you got to be careful when you're plunging.
That's such a weird thing because you can't stop. You can't stop it from filling up again.
Dude,
like you're just looking. You're like, oh my god,
and you're like just panicking because you're like, it's gonna make a mess.
I think if you reach in, you can pull up something, and that stops
the water. But I don't know.
Right? Yeah, and also then you have to get the top of their toilet. One time,
he has stuff on top of the toilet. You know what I mean?
No, one time. This is my aunt's house. I clogged her toilet and I was a kid. And I was doing that and I was gonna fill up and then I grabbed the top of the toilet, but they had this ceramic tissue box cover.
Yeah.
So the ceramic box and a tissue box, which also why the fuck?
Yeah, that goes over it.
Yeah.
It's like that's an old person thing.
Yeah, and I moved it out of the way, but it slid off, broke their fucking toilet.
What? You broke the toilet?
Yeah, so like there's a broken toilet full of water and my shit is clogging it.
And then it just goes everywhere?
I don't remember the mess, but yeah, it broke inside. So like the toilet didn't like it didn't break through, but the bowl was broken. Like it had a hole in it.
Oh. I thought it like broke and then it just made a mess. Like, Jesus. This is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, no, it fell in and broke it. I was just, and then I have to go, because all the cousins are downstairs playing.
Yeah.
And so I'm white as a sheet at this point. I go upstairs and they're all drunk.
Yeah.
And like, fuck, because
everyone's having a great time.
Yeah. And then I remember they made me do this bit immediately when I went, like my parents were telling them about a funny bit I did. I think it's something I used to do where my arms would be limp and I would run as fast as I could and they would just like be flying. And then I would like, oh no, my legs now. And then I would just like it was a weird bit.
That's funny though.
Yeah. I was younger than a teenager, I'd guess. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, maybe like 12, 13.
Maybe, yeah. But they make me do this bit and I'm like, and I do it. And then I'm like, all right, so yeah, I have something I need to tell you.
Dude,
I tell them that, and they're all fucking crying, laughing. It's also they're fucking rich. It's fine. Like sure, that's got to be annoying. They got to call a plumber and get a new fucking toilet and stuff. Like I don't think my parents paid for it. Anything?
No, because it was an accident.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so, especially when it's not your home.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was standing, and it's always like you're standing there looking down at a mess you made.
Yeah.
So I was standing in Wes's bathroom, like looking down at this. It's about to overflow.
Do you think that's how like parents feel when like do you think that's how like Jeffrey Dahmer's dad felt when he found out his son?
And he's just standing over him like,
I made that.
What a fucking mess. I wish I could have flushed it.
Yeah. I was proud of it when I first saw it. But now it's creating this whole issue here.
Yeah, now it's a fucking mess. Yeah. And I got to clean it up. But at a certain point, like, dude, I legit was trying to unclog this for, it felt like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Where you just keep doing it and just not doing anything. No. So then at a certain point you go,
I have to have done it by now. Yeah.
What do I leave and tell him and then have him try to, but then he's like, he's got to come look at it. Yeah. And I don't want him to see this.
No.
It's fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? So then I'm like, I guess I'm going to keep, and then eventually it fucking took, but I was like, at a certain point, you got to go, hey, I fucked up your bathroom.
Sorry.
You might have to take care of it.
Did you get it? Or did
I got it, okay. Luckily. But that was going through my mind. I'm like, oh, fucking the cameras are rolling. Yeah. I got to go in there and be like,
do the bit.
Can you,
you come look at something.
And it's all, when it's so close to the top two, you got to be so careful because it starts splashing.
One time.
That's fucking disgusting.
I remember one time I clogged the toilet and a girl was coming over and then she was like outside and it was still, it was overflowing. So I had to choose. I went to my cupboard. I was like, all right, what's my least favorite cup? And I had to fucking ladle out just the water so I could keep working on it. I just lost that cup that day.
That's so funny.
I know.
It's so embarrassing.
It's nice to know that everyone goes through these things.
Well, but also, like, there must have already been like a small clog to begin with.
Sure.
Because it wasn't
ridiculous. Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. Yeah. You know, it was like, because I know my body and like I know how toilets work, so that I'm like, oh, this is a double flusher.
Sure.
It was a normal. Yeah. You know, so there must have already been a clog in there.
Sure.
That I just added to the top of.
Or his toilet was just for farts.
Yeah, it was just a farting toilet. The hole was too small. Dude, it was.
Has that ever happened to you?
Has this ever happened to you? It's just, dude, I got so pale. And like start like panicking on the inside, trying to be quiet, trying to.
I feel like that's why the Everybody Poops book is so important.
But it's also like, it's that stuff happens. But also, so like, why are you embarrassed?
But it also that should be embarrassing.
Yeah,
that should be embarrassing.
Oh, I took a really big poop
in my buddy's toilet.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
You literally feel like a kid. You're like, I'm helpless.
Yeah, it's like when you peed the bed and you have to go wake your parents up. Yeah, I remember once I peed the bed at like 17.
Yeah, I did it a few times when I was older too.
And I was like, and it was like kind of funny, but I'm like, what do I?
Yeah, what do you?
Did you ever pee the bed at a friend's house?
No.
No.
Did you?
Yeah. It wasn't a
Was
bed.
it
It was
Josh?
a couch. No, I don't think it was Josh. It was a couch. It was my friend.
couch?
It was my friend Nathan's house. Yeah, he had a younger brother, so I'm hoping it got blamed on him.
Oh, you didn't tell him?
No, I flipped the cushions. You kidding me?
So a few days later, it just started reeking of piss.
probably.
Jesus Christ! He's listening to the podcast, going, "I knew it. I knew it was him."
No, because I remember I peed and I was like, oh fuck, and I flipped the cushions and I saw 2 stains. I'm like, they've already flipped this cushion. I'm fucked.
It's already happened.
They've there's like a spaghetti stain on one, so you're like, it was a big stain. They're like, all right, we'll just flip it, but you only get one flip.
You only get one flip.
Yeah, and
then you gotta decide what's the better side.
I'm
piss or spaghetti?
I'm not gonna only piss up. It was still wet. Are you kidding? I'm gonna make it soak into the full frame.
Jesus Christ! So it's completely ruined.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, every time I would get sick, I would like stay in bed a little too long so
Sure.
I wouldn't make it to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just because I would like try to. I still kind of do that. I mean, I make it. I make it now that I'm adult.
I'm
but
a maniac now about holding my pee. I'll go back to bed if I have to pee.
no, I'm talking about like throwing up.
Oh.
I'll lay there a little too long to try and.
Oh, I don't fuck with that. No, I'm.
Well, just because I try to like talk myself out of it. You know what I mean? You're just like get it out, get over
I
with.
think it's always better to throw up.
I hate throwing up.
Right? Yeah, that you
I
hate throwing
avoid-
up and you hate sneezing.
I avoid it as much as I can, so I'll lay there longer
it
than I
helps
should.
so much sometimes.
Dude,
though.
I hate it, dude. It is the worst fucking feeling.
Yeah.
Luckily, it only happens nowadays, like when I'm hammered.
Sure.
Which that's also the worst.
Oh no, I like you've seen me just out on the street. You once saw me just. We were all talking.
Mid-conversation.
We were all talking, and I just take like 10 steps aside, throw up, and then come right back in. Your little brother was like, "Whoa!" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine."
Yeah, we all saw you. It's not like you went behind a tree, dude. You just took a few steps. You thought it was 10 steps, but you literally basically just turned around and threw up
I
behind
walked
you.
to the curb.
You still threw up in the street, and we're talking in the street.
Sure, yeah. I guess there's not 10 steps.
And there was a
away.
street light. We could, and we heard you. Yeah, you also did that when we went out that one night drinking. You just threw up.
But I caused a scene beforehand.
so-
Because I was going to do a sideshow stunt for this group of guys. And I'm like, all right, watch this. And I throw up and I sit or like lean back up and just walk away.
See, that's wild that both those times you just kept going. Yeah. Dude, when I get to the point of being sick, I'm done.
None of those were because I was too drunk. It was because it was just the new thing in the system.
It hit you.
It just didn't sit right. I was like, all right, gotta get that up and then I'm good to go.
What's like that one time we went to UpDown?
Sure, we just took a really gross shot. I threw up in a urinal because the toilet was... God, I work there now.
I think I've thrown up in that bathroom before. Dude, I'm always
have
so
before.
fucked up at UpDown, usually.
Yeah. So that's...
It's one of the best places to be drunk because it's an arcade, dude.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of other dumb drunk people playing video games.
Playing video games. It's awesome. And the drinks are amazing. Dude, I'm excited. I think I'm going to UpDown this weekend.
Hell yeah.
You should come.
Sure.
My brother's playing.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, we're for sure going to your brother's
Oh,
concert.
fuck yeah. We can go to UpDown. Yeah, because I haven't had a Captain America in a long time.
Sure.
There's a Captain. My sisters are coming.
Hell yeah. Love your sisters.
And I was like, you got to have Captain America. And they're like, what is it? And I'm like, it's an amazing mixed drink. And they
it's just like grenadine, probably some kind of vodka.
it's like a blue raspberry vodka.
Yeah,
and they're like, no, it doesn't. And I'm like, no, trust me. It's one of the best drinks in the
It's the
world.
only thing you need to get there. Like,
And
I'm not
it's-
going to get a beer there. I'm going to get a Captain America.
Yeah. And it's just like, let's go have a few drinks.
I
Play some
built-
video games.
Yeah.
And I was like, we don't have to worry about coins. Jacob has all of them.
I have so many fucking coins. And I have so many keys. Because I've done laundry lately. I pulled out 8 keys to arcade cabinets from my pockets.
Are they all different keys?
No, they're all the same. But every lock comes with a set of 2 keys. So
Oh, Jesus.
we have.
So you just have
they're
drawers of-
and anytime I'm working on a.
But it's all the same key.
Yeah, because I also have them on my keys.
Yeah, smart.
But I'm not going to pull those out every time I need to work on something. So I usually keep 2 in my pocket. And then every day I've brought 2 keys home.
And then empty your pockets.
Yeah. So there's just so many arcade keys around this house.
I mean, that's kind of cool. So
Just kind of.
when we go to UpDown, you can be like, I'm going to open this machine real quick.
Yeah. Or if something jams or if it's an easy fix, I'll just do it there.
You're like, watch me.
Yeah.
I could see you like getting a little drunk and you're like, you guys want to see something cool?
And then I just it just catches on fire. I'm like, pretty cool.
Pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to throw up on this machine? That's pretty badass. Since it is November,
Yes.
we did this last episode, but we're going to keep doing it all November long. Mm-hmm. What is something that you're thankful for this week?
I would say this week on Saturday I got some time on Sunday I got some time with my family, hung out with my niece and nephew, so I'm gonna say them. They are 4 and like 1.5 now.
Oh,
So like
wow.
pretty fun. Like where I can actually like with a 4-year-old we can like play games, which is nice. And
Like what kind of games?
one was she plays dead and I defibrillate.
I'll get it.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Defib.
Exactly. Yeah. There's an L in there, isn't there?
Defib.
It's not defibrillator. I feel like an 8-year-old. Holy shit. I don't know, but that
I can picture the word.
yeah, we're like she'll
Defibrillate. What the
defibrillator.
fuck?
Defibrillator. Yeah. No,
I feel like is there an element?
I think so.
God, we're the stupidest people when we record.
Thank you for listening to this. No one's made it this far.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she'll lay on the ground, play dead, and then I'll go like shake my hands and go clear, and then just like
That's fun.
it's great. But then like, and also it's a good one because a lot of our games and like I also would like pick her up by her like feet and like spin her around, and then she's set her down. She's like, do it again. I'm like, I'm getting fucking tired.
You're like, I'm getting tired.
I'm winded. And then the 1.5-year-old, because he'll be 2 in February. So yeah, he'll come over and he's the softest, sweetest little guy. And like, so, and he doesn't really talk. He's just like very nice and gentle about things. So like he came over and he just like kind of like sat down and like leaned back. And then he was just like looking at me. And I didn't realize he wanted
Yeah,
the
he wanted
game
you
too.
to do
Yeah.
it. But he didn't know how to say it.
Yeah, but he was just like where she'll just like bleh, like fall back dead or whatever. Yeah.
That's a fun game, dude. That's pretty nice.
Yeah,
a lot of
and-
people are thinking for their family.
And I'm also like with her, it was a time where like I gotta come over, play with her, and then she was fine when I left. Like because a lot of times she'll like cry when we leave.
Yeah, 'cause, yeah.
And then like it's a shitty hug and like a bad goodbye. But like
yeah,
this was one where I got a hug from both of them, a goodbye, I love you, and then they went upstairs to take a nap, and it was great.
That's good because it always sucks because it kind of ruins the day.
Yeah.
I feel like at the end,
Like-
but I get it because they don't want the fun to end,
Right.
You know?
But it's nice when you get a good button and you're like, all right, that was a good day, made some memories.
yeah, freaking defibrillated.
Yeah.
God.
A lot of their games are like about being dead, which we're a little worried about that in the future.
Yeah,
Same
why
with,
the heck are they?
well, same with like,
Where are they getting that from?
I don't know. I mean, like I come with like my family's very like physical and like smacky. So they're very smacky too. So I'm a little worried when they start school. Same with like when she was like,
Oh, my family's very smacky. Okay, you're abusive.
well, it's just like,
No, I'm
it's
just
like a lot of
kidding.
like, just like, I don't know, anytime my sister's next to me or even like my dad, it's always like you smack the
Yeah.
shit out of each other for a second.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's a wild thing to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
my family's smacky.
But like they're getting that too, where they'll walk
It's
over and just start
playful.
karate chopping you. Or like, I mean, even before she could say like full sentences, she'd walk around and just go stab. And then she
oh
was
my
like,
God.
what? It was funny. And like she'd have like a toy knife and then you have to go, bleh, bleh.
Yeah, this is how Jeffrey Dahmer was acted.
Yeah, but I feel like he wasn't as close with his family as they are. So yeah, I'm very thankful for my niece and my nephew.
That's a wholesome answer.
What about you?
That's tough. I'm the one that came up with this fucking dumb segment. I'm pretty thankful that I live alone.
All right. That's fair. You don't want to wake up to someone throwing out their back.
Yeah, I don't want to wake up to a fucking gremlin next to me. I mean, obviously, it is lonely sometimes, but I do really like the fact that I can do things when I want to do.
Yeah, it's fun having your own space.
Yeah, I like having my own space. I like, especially now that I've like transformed it again.
Sure.
Like I love my vinyl wall. Mm-hmm. I love having like space to room, like multiple rooms.
Yeah.
I love not being able to wear pants.
Yeah. Well, depending who you live with, like I don't wear pants around here, which is nice.
Yeah, but like you know what I mean. It's like a full
you had, like, a
comfort.
roommate, yeah.
Dude, it's like it is. And I've been living alone for a while now, but it's like sometimes I'm just like, this is nice. I lean against my kitchen counter, and just like, this is fucking nice.
you can always relax.
You can
which
always
is nice.
relax. You can do things at your own pace.
Yep.
Like it's like, oh, sometimes it gets a little messy, but I'm like, I'll get to it.
Yeah. Or like if you're like, I'm hungry. Oh, I'll just go cook something. Like, yeah, it's fine.
Or I'll order food.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, it's just like, oh, I want to do a puzzle right now, or I want to watch this right now, and I don't have to like,
Or I want to take up space.
Yeah.
Or I want to watch something different. Yeah.
yeah, I get to just do what I want to do. I mean, obviously that there's drawbacks to that, but
That's-
I've been kind of thankful for that recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just being able to, I guess that's kind of freedom.
Sure.
It kind of piggybacks onto last week's thankfulness. Just a little bit
Different subject.
different subject, but it's kind of nice.
I mean, there are a lot of things about living alone that I miss because I really loved my apartment too.
Yeah,
Like,
your apartment downtown was
it was
awesome.
a nice space. Because I think the most annoying thing about living with somebody is deciding on what to watch or what to eat.
Yeah, because you got to decide together.
Yeah, and also then a lot of times the other person or both of you truly don't care, but then like you still got to eat something, or you got to put, but like then you're trying to find the middle ground of things you don't care about.
Well, and what's nice too is sometimes I'll just put something on that I don't really care about, but I kind of want to watch, and I'll just be on my phone.
Yeah, you can tune in, which we do that.
But like when you're with another person, it's weird being like if you're both on TikTok. I feel like that's weird because you just have that extra noise.
Or if like I want to show her something, but she doesn't really want to like pay
she wants
attention.
to be on her phone or something.
Yeah, and that like that's
vice
always,
versa.
Yeah, like that part's always annoying because we'll have the conversation of like, do you want to pay attention to something tonight? Like, do you want to watch something? Do you want to pay attention to something? Is completely different.
It's different. It's different than just having something on. Yeah. Dude, yeah, that it is. So it's pretty nice. I mean, yeah, there's pros and cons to
For sure.
both, but that's pretty nice. Yeah, we're freaking approaching Thanksgiving. It's coming up, dude.
Yeah, that's weird. We're approaching 2024, which I keep thinking it is 2024 because 23 doesn't seem like a year.
But dude, 2024 seems wild.
Why? Oh, just that we're making it to like, we started in like what 94, 95.
What year did you graduate high school? 2014.
14. Yeah, because I'm a part of a group on Facebook for everyone I graduated.
So next year you'll be your 10 year. You'll be out of high school for 10 years. Isn't that wild?
It's weird. I've been working for 12 years.
Yeah, full time.
Well, not full time.
Oh, part time.
I've been working for. I've been employed for 12 years.
I haven't, man.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess. Yeah, I was unemployed for 1 year. My freshman year of college was the only time I was unemployed.
Damn, I even worked my freshman year.
No, I just took out as many loans as I could.
I should probably do that now.
Probably. Who knows if society will make it long enough for you to pay it back.
Yeah.
And this has been the Moist Monday
What a bummer.
podcast.
What is going on here on this episode?
We're thankful.
We're thankful.
We're classy.
Dude. I'm still friends with this girl on Snapchat.
I hope she sees I'm classy and she's like, shit. What's Moist Monday?
Luckily, we didn't start with it.
Sure.
We started with people being paralyzed. Jesus Christ.
Email us at moistmondaypodcast@gmail.com. Please give us 5 stars.
I kind of just want to delete her.
I'll leave her on. It's funny.
You know what's really weird? Going back to this real quick before we leave. So like that day, we met on an app, got her Snapchat, and then like we were talking to her Snapchat, she goes, "Do you have a Facebook?"
Yeah.
And then she added me on Facebook, so now we're Facebook friends.
I never let somebody add me on Facebook.
God. And so
because like my family's on there. Like that's not for you.
And we have like mutual friends, and she's like,
how do you know?
How do you know this person? And I'm like, oh, that's somebody that I was friends with when I was a kid at my old church.
Yeah.
You know, like I haven't talked to them in maybe 15 years. And they're like, oh, that's my best friend. It's like,
all right.
I bet if you said my name, they would go, who?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to date.
Nah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Email us if you know at moistmondaypodcast@gmail.com.
I'm just so like, at what point do you go, hey, do you want to meet?
When you like somebody.
Yeah, I think I don't.
Sure. That's fair.
I think right now it's just like, oh, someone to talk to, but I don't like.
We'll figure out if you like them. It sometimes takes a while. I don't know.
But maybe it's just like kind of just nice to talk to somebody. Yeah. With no interest.
At the very least, it's practice on how to talk to somebody that you want to talk to.
A lot of the conversations are the exact same.
Yeah.
And it just sucks. There was one night where I was talking to like a couple people because people were actually responding. It wasn't that one girl, but other people were. And people were like, it was the same conversation, but then I was like, I'm pretty sure I already told you this. But I was getting confused.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, where it's like, I have to like scroll back and be like, oh, you don't know I'm doing this, but I've said it to 3 other people.
Yep.
And it's very...
But you're the 4 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so confusing. And it's kind of, you feel popular.
Sometimes.
But then I was drinking and I was getting drunk and I was like, am I saying the same shit over and over again?
Yeah, because there was times where I'd be like home alone and bored, so I'd text 20 people. And then 20 people would be responding. I'd be like, I can't do this.
You're just like, holy shit.
No.
Or some people don't respond and then they respond in the morning.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, not the vibe.
Yeah, you missed the window. And they say good morning.
That's it. I just wanted to say good morning. But today we'll say good night. Again.
And we'll leave you on this. I'm classy. Isn't that from like Anchorman? He goes like, stay classy, San Diego.
So you stay classy out there, Moist Mutuals.
Yeah. Send us your cleavage. But it's just men.
Yeah.
I want men cleavage.
Sure.
No, actually, I don't want it. I take it back. Don't send it to us.
Send it. Find his Facebook. Goodbye.
No.
Dry bones, lazy bones, big bones, dance around in your bones.